All right, guys, Rick from RW Outdoors back again with another little video. Before we get started, I want you to go ahead and on YouTube hit like, subscribe, the bell. If you're watching this on Facebook, please follow us on our page, RW Outdoors. We're on Instagram now, so you can check us out on Instagram. Well, we're kind of trying to get in line with all these different forms of communications with y'all. We have done some TikToks and all that stuff, so search us around all your different mediums of social media, but certainly please join our YouTube channel, because that's where I really would like to see some growth, and along with our Facebook. Now that that's all out of the way, what are we talking about today? Today we're going to talk about this little guy right here. Now, I did an unboxing video of this. It's the ATN Blaze Seeker thermal monoculars. This is the Blazeseeker 210. And since I've done the unboxing, I've now had a chance to get out and use this thing quite a bit, both in the field, out in the stand at night, and kind of just goofing off with it around hunting camp and around here at the shop. My initial impressions of this thing are it's really, really cool. ATN has designed this thing as like an entry-level thermal monocular. The price is great for getting into something like this. It's $529 retail. And you kind of do, I don't want to say you get what you expect for $529, because this does a lot. But you can also spend a lot more on, higher level ATNs, or whatever. For the thermal monocular kind of landscape, $529 is a very entry level price. And you get a lot of performance, but it is, again, an entry-level unit. All of my gear, when I hunt, bang for your buck is something that comes to mind a lot for me. Like, I just want to pay for things that work. I don't need to pay for things that have a million things that I don't need, or that do things above and beyond what I need. Most of my rifles and most of my guns are mid-level guns that I've bought, and if I need to change a couple things here and there, I'll make those changes and make it the way I want it. But I don't hunt with a $4,000 rifle. I don't hunt with $4,000 scopes. I don't wear $800 camo jackets. If I was made of money, maybe I would, I don't know, but I am more along the lines of paying for what I need and not paying for things I don't need. Now, my need when I'm hunting at night for hogs or other predators, coyotes, whatever, is to be able to look around and see what's going on in the dark and see the things that I can't see. Now, of course, when I'm hunting at night, I'm using a thermal scope, or I have an ATN LTV thermal, or I have the ATN day-night vision scope attached to whichever rifle I'm using, which is great. But you all know that when you're in a stand, whether it's a climber or like a two-man stand, or heck, any kind of stand, when you're up in the stand and you hear something, or you want to see something, or you want to watch what's going on, it's not easy to hold your rifle up and use that scope to really look around. Especially when you're like cross-body, your field of view is not great. Like, once you get to about here, you're not looking over here through a scope. So the main reason I wanted this was to have something small, compact, and light that I could use to scan around in a greater field of vision and look for hogs that I wouldn't be able to see until they were a little further out in front of me if I was using my scope. For that, this little guy right here is absolutely perfect. I'm going to put some videos attached to this and you're going to see, but I can spot hogs with this, and I'm in Florida. You're not seeing further than 100, 150 yards anywhere, because it's all in the woods. But I can see hogs with this in the dark at 100, 150 yards, make them out, and have easily, a much easier time of scanning around, looking at things, not wearing myself out, holding my rifle up. So as far as what I need, this thing is amazing. Now, if I had a more expensive version of this, if I had one of ATN's better models that do cost more money, I would have a much clearer picture, and I would, have a fancier video. But I wouldn't find the hog any faster. I wouldn't see the hog any better. I can certainly tell it's a hog with this thing. The video is very good for what you get. So, again, I'm not one to pay for things I don't need. and this does everything I need. And until it doesn't do something I need, I really don't know that I would need one of the more expensive models. That being said, you know, clear video and fancy stuff is nice if you can afford it, or if you have that model, then great. It's going to do everything this does and more. But that doesn't mean, you know, we get wrapped up sometimes, whether it's hunting, whether it's life, whatever it is. You're picking out a TV at the store and you go and you see, you know, there's a $300 50-inch TV, and that's maybe really cheap and it doesn't have the things you want. And then there's a $5,000 TV that, you know, we're guys. We all look at that $5,000 TV and we're like, that's what I want. But there's like a $900 TV that really does everything you need. So that's the kind of the way I try to live my life, getting the most for my money and not paying for things I don't need, and trying to avoid, you know, shiny stuff. But I digress. You know, it is nice to have those expensive things sometimes. So anyways, to get started with this thing, I played around with this quite a bit here at the shop, videoing some traffic. I took it into the stand. I went out hunting hogs one night and got some video of some hogs. And then I did some other videos around our hunting property with our hogs that are in the pen, and just showing some people. The first video that I'm going to attach here is just a semi-truck going down the road. I didn't know semi-trucks look so cool till you look at them through a thermal. They're pretty neat. So then I took it out and kind of looked down my road, and maybe 150 yards from my shop, there's a highway here in Green Cove. It's Highway 16 that crosses, so there's a lot of traffic out on that road. And I just did a video. It was a minute-long video, which I'll attach here, and I ran through all the different colors. Now this has 6 different colors that you can select in here. You've got white hot, which so far is kind of my preference. You've got black hot, you've got iron red, you've got alarm, which is kind of like black hot, but it accentuates hotter spots with like a red alarm target kind of thing, so you can see it. You've got green hot, and you've got sepia. On this traffic video, you'll see that I go through the different colors. You can see the cars and trucks going down the road, some more semis, and like I said, semis look really cool in the thermal. So I go through all the colors. You can see how clear it is. And again, it really shows that, is the picture perfect? No. Does it need to be any better to accomplish the job? No. Like, it's just fine. The next video I'll attach is another semi-truck, because I don't know, I like semi-trucks. After the semi-truck, I've got a video of a raccoon that I got from the stand. This raccoon was about 70 yards from my stand, and I'm about 20 feet up. I filmed this raccoon at night. It's obviously not a big raccoon, but you can see it. That's pretty cool. I can make it out. And had I not had this, I wouldn't have seen that raccoon, because I didn't hear it. I didn't know it was there. So I was just kind of scanning around with this and was like, oh, there's a raccoon. After the raccoon video, I will put up the video of a couple of hogs that I saw from my stand. Now, these hogs came into where I have a feeder set up. I have some corn we put out here in Florida for hogs. It's all legal, so we bait them. And these 2 hogs came in, and typically when I see hogs, or when hogs come in, they'll come to the corn and they'll start crunching on that corn, and that's, if you don't hear them coming through the weeds, then that's how I know they're there. Well, these 2 hogs, for whatever reason, came through my feeder area, which is about, I don't know, maybe 30-foot circle, and just completely ignored the corn and walked right on by. Had I not had this binocular, I would never even have known they were there. I didn't hear them. You know, it's late. You're kind of cued into listening for certain things. I'm listening for corn crunching or brush and stuff, and these guys just didn't make any noise, and they went right on by. And I happened to have this thing out, and I was able to spot them. And you can see in the video, you can certainly tell they're hogs. If this was on a rifle, I could certainly have taken a shot with it. So it's pretty cool. The next video is some people that we were, back at the hunting camp, Swine in the Pines out in Stark, Florida. Just some people kind of around in the parking lot, get you an idea what it looks like, with some cars and stuff. And then the last video is, again, we have, you've seen these hogs in some of my videos before. We have some hogs in a pen. They're Russian hogs that we keep, and they have babies and things like that. Anyways, I went ahead and made a video of those guys from about probably 20-30 yards, and I once again go through all the colors that's available with this, so you can really get a good idea of, you know, how good a clear a picture you get and what all the different colors and the different modes and stuff look like. And it came out really good. So take a look at that. Take a look at all these different videos, and you can kind of make up your mind for yourself. Will this get the job done for you? And that's something that I would implore as a hunter, especially as a new hunter. You know, when you get into hunting, there's so much stuff you need to buy. Now, you don't need to buy this, but you know, you certainly need to buy a rifle, and you need to buy ammunition, and you need to buy camo, and you need to buy your license, and you need to buy tags, and it gets expensive quick. So you know, if there's anything I can impress on anybody, is buy the things that do what you need them to do, and don't spend money on things that you don't. You know, just as an example, my AR-15, this began life as a $400 Anderson rifle. I added the suppressor. I didn't like the trigger. I changed the trigger. I added a bigger ambidextrous charge handle, and I keep a Thor LTV thermal on here. And I have shot a lot of hogs with this. It works great. Would I have shot any more hogs if I had a $4,000 AR-15? No, I would not. So I don't have a $4,000 AR-15. Now, there's certainly cheaper AR-15s out there that maybe wouldn't work, but there is a price point out there where things just do what you need them to do. That's what I recommend you do, especially as a new hunter, and that's where items like this Blazeseeker fall right in line. $529. This thing will allow you to see at night. This thing will allow you to find and hunt game that you've never seen before, because it was dark. And I think it's great. I really like it. And that's going to be it for today's video. Take a look at these on ATN's website. And if you have any questions, please ask me below, or you can find me on any of the social medias. Again, like, subscribe, hit the bell, find us on Facebook, find us on Instagram, hell, even TikTok if you want to. Please feel free to get a hold of us if you have any questions about any of the videos or any of the equipment that we're using. And I appreciate it. Thanks.